Welcome to the Command Center podcast. I'm Logan Paulson here with Santana Moss, Fred Smoot. What's up, man? Already?
Cook ain't that good. That's what I want to say. Cook is not better than
for those guys who just
start this podcast. This dude had the
just for some context. Just for some context.
Yeah.
While we're getting ready for the show, Tana said that Cook is better than Raheem Mostert right this second.
Child, please.
And so obviously Fred does not agree with that. I'm inclined not to agree with that as well because it's right this second.
Y'all looking at one game,
It's-
and this man,
no,
hold on. Cook set out the whole entire training camp, and this got to the Jets 2 weeks ago. So yes, of course, Moisture is better than him, but it is what it is. We got other stuff to talk about.
No, I mean, but that's a good point, though. I mean,
I can't get the day you knock on my door. I can't charge you with that. At the end of the day, right now, Mostert is better than Dalvin
You looking
Cook.
at numbers today?
No, I'm looking
talking
at
about over career.
I mean,
what he has done.
obviously a career.
He had a better career.
He's a better back.
Not now.
Cook is a better back.
Not today in 2023. He an old shoe.
Oh my
he old
goodness!
Jordan.
Old shoe.
He an old shoe. You shoe.
All right, so we're also kind of stalling here because we don't really want to talk about this Bills game.
Okay, you're right about that. Nothing to really talk about.
Okay, so let's talk about this. All right, a lot of negative things came out of this game. A lot of things that fans are upset about, and let's talk about some positive things you can take out from this game. Let's start on the defensive side of the ball because I felt like on the whole there were more positive defensive things. And Fred, you said something, and Tana, you said something, which I thought was really insightful. Yeah. The secondary actually played pretty good.
Damn good.
Pretty good.
Hey, pretty good. They were sticky in coverage. Stephon Diggs mostly got his yards on broken plays. Yeah. We didn't let the tight ends get off. I was worried about the knocks and the tight ends really getting off because it kind of been out of Achilles' heels when it comes to this defense. They took care of that. They took care of the run. I thought the DBs tackled a lot better this game.
Dude, you mentioned Tana. You mentioned Kendall tackling on the run. He was
Kendall Fuller
excellent
is in his bag right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a great game. I think if you look at the score, you look at it and say different.
Yeah.
But you got to think about it.
Fourth quarter's win all the points.
It was going into the fourth quarter, and the Bills was in the lead the entire game, and it was only 16 zip.
Yeah.
And most of that stuff was just because the offense couldn't spark. Couldn't get a play in the game that was just going to give those guys a break.
They just said one play.
Yeah,
they all needed one play.
So I think our defense did a great job, and it just shows you that how much when it comes to a football team, you need all three phases have to play a key role.
Yeah.
Offensively has to score. You have to do something more because you can't leave a defense on the field. As good as our defense is, and we know we can sit here and talk about them not, getting any sacks and all that stuff, but if you go out there and get a score, that ignites your defense to come out there and be that much better.
Take some pressure off too. But the other thing I want to say is a lot of people were talking about, not getting pressure. And I really think that, obviously it's a big deal. Defensive line didn't create a ton of pressure. They didn't blitz a ton. Smoot, I know that's something that gets in your craw.
That's what I'm really salty about.
But my question to you is, does it actually matter? They only gave up 16 points to one of the best offenses in football through 4 quarters after 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
So, I look at that and I say that seems to be in line with what Jack wants. You play like a soft, more conservative coverage structure. You mix in some man, some match looks, and you just make them kind of go the length of the field, have a penalty, get in a third and long situation, punt, field goal, whatever it is. And I feel like even though we didn't get a ton of pressure, you look at those numbers, they're abysmal. But in terms of overall defensive production, it's there. And so, that's something I'm kind of I just wanted to run by you guys in terms of philosophy.
I feel like the philosophy is there, but I think sometimes you got to bend philosophy when a team bends you to their wheel.
But what I'm saying is, did they bend you? Did they bend the defense? Let's talk.
They didn't bend them at all.
I felt like this. With this defense, with this front, with these defensive backs, I don't want them to be the reason we win games. I want them to be the reason we win games. I want them to be dictated. I want them to dictate
Say
terms.
again, the defensive backs you're saying, or defensive line?
Defensive, period.
Yeah.
The whole defense. I want you to be the reason we win games.
And I'm going to come back to this.
Curveball.
I'm going to come back to this, man. 16 points after 3 or 4 turnovers
No,
going to the fourth quarter. It's hard to say that it wasn't effective.
Yeah.
Because I think it was effective.
It was effective.
And then
But it wasn't aggressive. It was effective.
It wasn't aggressive, but I'm saying you come from this is something I always have to negotiate when I'm evaluating offenses, is I come from a very specific offensive tree, right? Very specific rules, very specific perspective. And I cannot evaluate all offenses through that perspective.
Yeah.
And I can't evaluate all defenses through you know
my
what I'm saying?
Greg Williams
Because
perspective.
you love it. You bought into it. It works.
Yeah.
And so like when I see this, I'm like, objectively, it worked.
Yeah.
And I think to Tana's point, the thing that didn't work was that the offense didn't support them, and the offense put them in a lot of bad spots. Because think about it, they get that this one really just chaps me up. It's the fourth down. They stop them on fourth down.
Yeah.
Ball's at midfield. The very next play is a fumble.
Yeah.
Very next play is a
Sickening.
fumble. And you've been a part of this. I've been on sidelines where this has happened.
It'll take the air out.
It just takes the air out of the whole team.
Yeah.
And so as much as you want them to go down and make a stop there, emotionally, it doesn't feel like it's the right thing.
Yeah.
Does it?
No, you're right about that. And see, that's what people don't understand about football. It's so many emotional ups and downs, especially on defense, where if your offense ain't supporting you now, like, here we go with this again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. That's a thing. Like, here you go. Let's go win this thing.
And you know what's so crazy about all this we talking about? Because we could sit here, if you just listening to us right now, you would think like, man, offensively they didn't do anything, but they did.
Yeah.
So we're gonna
scoring drive.
We're gonna talk about that in a second. Like, it's like it is
crazy.
crazy. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of touch base on that real quick, and then also like. Then they get the ball back, and the next play after that is the interception for a pick six. So in terms of defense, I think I feel pretty good about what that group did. The DBs, I thought, did a great job. Couple misses here and there.
Yeah.
Right?
Which happens.
I thought the other team get paid
I thought Jamin had a nice physical football game. Missed 2 tackles, but other than that, I thought you see him continue to progress.
Hey.
Jamin been playing some ball. He has.
You notice how when Jamin playing good,
nobody say anything.
They don't say nothing about Jamin playing good.
But when he playing bad,
they want
what about Cody Barton? How did you feel Cody
I feel like he's playing better. Yeah, I think he can still continue to improve.
He's growing
yeah, like it's kind of like what Jamin was doing last year. And I think this defense is hard for linebackers. It must be because the guys when they come in,
it's taking them a while to get it.
And so what I see is I see him identifying stuff better. I see him being more aggressive, but it's still like
he's thinking too much.
A beat late.
Yeah.
And I think
he's playing though because you see him showing up all the time.
Yeah, it's much better than
flash.
week 1 and week 2. Like it's not to the standard that I think we all were hoping for him, but I think it's improving each week, and I think that's a good sign because by week 4, week 5, you're going to have a ball player, you're going to have 2 dudes in there that are doing a good job, and I think that's – who else had a good game was Big Ridge.
Yeah.
Big Ridge had a good game, and that is exciting for me going into Philly because they're going to run the heck out of the football. So we'll talk about that on the preview show. But, okay, let's talk about the offense, and Tana already alluded to this a little bit in terms of things that are positive.
Yeah.
And I will say, Tana, like they had 3 drives that were very good.
They didn't move the ball.
3 drives with red zone turnovers.
Yeah.
And so in terms of moving the ball, play efficiency, I think there's a lot there to be excited about.
My question will be the time we got in the red zone, got on the goal line, will you take the points or will you try to punch it in for
I'm not mad about that 4th down going forward. Like, I felt like if you're going to take down a Super Bowl contender, this is how you do it.
Go for it.
Like, I'm fine with it. That 3 wouldn't have helped you. 3 would have just been 3.
It was 10
will you run that play, though? Will you run the ball?
You know what? We don't know the play don't work until the play don't work.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
Like, and
I just feel like most teams set up for that because they already knew that, okay, when you look at our offense, like if I had to be a guy on the defensive side watching what we watched all week, we know that maybe they can get a run in here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because in the passing game, it has to be clear for him to really get the ball off.
I think Coach Bieniemy was calling it with the premise of if nothing is there, Howell, you tuck it and you run it for 2 or 3 yards to get us the first down. And I felt like he could have instead of like just, putting the ball up there.
Yeah, it was tough because kind of B-Rob misses, not misses, but he's in a one-on-one with the defensive end, gets a little bit of pressure.
It seemed like
not a great look. And
Leno kind of went down. He had I'm not sure what you call that block.
Slide block. Slide block.
You're an offensive line guy. You would have been one of our hidden gems, one of our best tackles. But he was crashing down on that guy, and it seemed like it was just too much in the inside. Like all those guys
on the run,
up.
You're saying?
That goal line.
The goal line run I think is really interesting because it's like they're in 12 personnel, so there's 2 tight ends on the field, there's 2 receivers and 1 running back, and the Bills matched essentially what would be goal line, right? So they've got an extra defensive lineman in there.
I would have passed.
And so they have a true nose and they have a linebacker stacked. And so one of the run stunts you see all the time in goal line situations.
It was an odd front.
Yes, is the nose will pinch weak in this case, and the linebacker will run right through the A gap because you're trying to stop lead.
Yeah.
And so basically in that formation, they're in a position where they can run lead, but it doesn't look like lead,
If
which
you
I
ain't
kind of
got a
like.
fullback, you cannot run that lead.
But like Bates is going to be the lead guy.
Yeah.
But because he's coming from the wing, it's hard for him to get over there and
you
make
can't
that block.
reach him.
So and again, then the front side double team because the nose is pinching gets picked and you can't get to the backside backer. So it was tough. And again, like I'm not saying that I would have done something different there. And I actually don't. The more I watch the roll pass, the second one, the play action pass, the more I kind of like it because they ran the tight end on a cross and a stop and then back to the back line. It was kind of a nice little design, but the timing just didn't work
first of all, that takes a lot
It takes a lot of time.
to
Takes a lot of
get
time.
that done.
So I think like. Yes, I don't disagree with it, and it's easy to second guess the call. But those are calls that they've repped in the week of practice that they probably really felt good
believe
about.
in him.
And maybe they didn't get the exact response, or maybe Buffalo did something different. You know, like I'm the OC at the high school, right?
Yeah.
And there are plays where I'm like, this is gonna work 100%.
And it doesn't.
And it doesn't. You're like, what the hell, man? Like, I studied this, I watched it, I know their blitzes, and then
But
someone.
that's when you say they do the same.
Yeah,
thing
they
you
get
do,
paid
you know?
too, right?
That's
They know
why
your
I
tendencies.
cannot wait to watch you OC against my son.
Oh, man, I'm
Because
excited.
my son will pick your offense off, and I cannot wait
come on,
for
man.
that to happen. I'm gonna be dancing on the sideline. I can't wait to see you
Dude,
Monday.
that's gonna be so funny, bro. Because it's at your son's school,
Yeah,
right?
it's at Broad Run.
Oh yeah, that'll be the day. Make sure you
I'm
come
gonna
out.
wear my
Tell
shirt.
me when this game goes.
I'm gonna wear my shirt. The offensive coordinator stinks for the other team.
And they're gonna be like, why is the OC talking so much smack to that guy in the stands?
I've been saying I'm gonna come to the game. That's the
Yeah,
game.
that's the game right there.
Yeah, I'm coming to.
All right, so I think obviously that's a positive element of the offense, right? And I think for the next section, in terms of what did we learn, we can talk a little about the pressure the offense gave up. So, what did we learn from this for Sam Howell? How can he grow? And I think those are things that are tough to talk about, but I think they're important to talk about because if he can get those things corrected, he's going to be a much better
learned that babies soar Pampers.
Dude, I knew that was going to get in.
Listen, we
I
learned
knew
it
it.
because I've been saying it for weeks and nobody paid attention
Might
to
wanna
me.
hear
But
this
hey,
shit, man.
hold up one
Hey.
second. Hey, first off, everyone, I'm not being mean to Fred. I know
Yes, you
everyone
are.
keeps telling me
Yes,
I'm
you
being
are.
mean to Fred.
Fan base, thank y'all for following me and understanding that he's a
Denise,
bully.
right? Yeah.
First of all, I'll be the one to tell y'all. This dude here talks more. Talking about baby Saul, and he talks more baby Saul than a little bit. You know what I mean?
But so like you were talking like last week they were going to win this game. But
I felt like
did you still think that Sam was going to struggle in this game?
I didn't think he was going to struggle like he did.
Yeah, I mean that was
But
pretty.
I was anticipating this game.
like
I was
maybe
anticipating.
this was the
Struggle
one.
somewhere.
I was like, you know what? When is that game going to happen where he gets brought down to earth and welcomed
'Cause it
to
was
the
coming.
NFL?
It was coming.
It was coming. He got welcomed to the NFL this game.
Yeah.
He went into the building feeling good. He left out of the building wondering, am I starting quarterback in this league? Like, we all have those moments.
Yeah.
We have those moments when we meet our match and we're one day where no matter what I do, it doesn't work.
Did you have a game like that?
Yeah, I did.
Which one?
Against Carolina.
Well,
And I
who's
was
the-
in
who's the-
Minnesota
who's-
at the time.
who's the
Oh, you talking about
receiver?
when,
Steve Smith.
Steve Smith.
Oh,
Yeah.
my
And
God.
Now,
Yeah,
the
I
first
remember.
5 games I played against Steve Smith, nobody even heard his name. Shut him down. That game, no matter what I
you know what?
did,
Yeah.
I played off. I played zone. He would beat me. He would beat me in zone. And it wasn't even my
What
man.
was crazy about that game? Now that he brings it up, Steve Smith mentioned that he was going to do something to you.
Yeah.
Because they both was, they
No,
both
we was
trash
yeah.
talking.
Oh, I bet.
No, we
So
was about to
Steve
fight
Smith-
before the pregame and
He
everything.
spoke before the game about
Yeah.
what he gonna do to Fred. And
Yeah.
I'm sitting like, oh, this is gonna be one of them games. So as a guy who knows Fred and
Yeah,
knows
knows
Steve,
Steve, yeah.
I'm sitting there like, well, I want. And
We all
we
classmates.
had a game, so I'm
Yeah.
like, what happened with the Steve Smith and Fred? And when I saw the highlights, I'm like, damn.
Oh,
Fred.
listen. Hey, it was what? Hey, you know what? I can tell people about DB. It ain't nothing worse than running, looking back,
And
because everything happened in slow motion.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
The ball coming, you look, and he just danced. Hey, listen, it's the loneliest.
What did he do that was so?
Oh my God.
It was nothing that he did.
It just was- he
I
had-
couldn't get right.
Yeah,
You had a game where
Dude, I've been
I'm
there. Yeah.
pressing, and then the plays that I'm winning, they ain't looking his way.
Yeah.
Like I'm winning these routes, and they ain't looking his way. But I'm a step behind. Right there, they got it. So it's just one of them days where
Yeah, you know.
your good ain't good enough.
Yeah, so Tana, I mean, it's hard for me to imagine you having a game like this because when I came in, I was a rookie and you were like God.
Established.
But did you have a game like this where you were like?
Where there's games as a receiver where you just don't catch nothing.
You dropping the ball.
But do you ever feel like the DBs just got you?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I swear on everything I love.
I was gonna say.
Never was in a game where I felt that I just can't beat this guy.
Yeah.
I was in games plenty of time where I felt like, who the hands I got?
No, but because it's about you.
Where these hands at? What's going on? And I've been in game where I told the coach, "Hey, don't throw me no damn ball no more. Like, don't throw that shit." I got 2-inch fingers today. Like, I'm that dude. I'm not one of those guys that gonna sit here and be like, "Keep going to me, coach."
No, I'm not feeling it. Yeah.
I'm not feeling it. I can't catch. So I've been in those games, and those games always bring you down. I'm talking about from every level though. Like I tell folks all the time, high school, I've been in the game before state, I drop a ball, it hit me on this arm. I couldn't see the ball. I ran the ball down, located it, couldn't locate it. It hit this arm.
Yeah.
It ruined my whole game. That was the game before state. So I went from every game before that, prior, I had 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. And that game before state, I dropped that ball. I went home, went to the lab that night. Caught balls all night in the dark. So every level I've been on, I've had a game or two that woke me up or told me, this is either you or you're going to do something about it. Got in college, Florida State, first play of the game. I bumped the whole entire team. Ball, I drops it, but it really scrapes my face, man. People don't give me no credit for that. That game made me. It made me the guy who I ended up being because I had to go home and say, I feel
reevaluate.
I feel like,
but it was always a us thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't the other player.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It's a you thing. What do you feel like that day?
So I look at Sam. It was him.
It was him.
It was him. You can't blame nothing else or nobody else. Yeah. There's situations in the game when you watch and you say, okay, Sam, this is what they're going to do to you from now on. They're going to bring 4. They're going to drop the rest. They're going to say, you beat us. So in that situation, if I don't have anybody and I'm not confident about that throw or that lane, I got to dump it down. I have to make these decisions quick. Or if I can't dump it down, get 3 or 4 yards. Get it right now. So
Greg Williams would have told us, with this young quarterback, he got the arm talent, so we're going to take his arm away, and we're going to force him to beat us with his mind. And that's what Buffalo did. They said, you know what? His mind ain't caught up to his arm.
And that defensive,
let's force him.
Their head coach is one of the best when it comes to, you know what I mean?
So I'm going to force him to beat me with this, the noggin.
That's what I saw, and I'm like, you know what? I was during the time of the game, I wasn't happy with what I was seeing because I'm like, man, I want to win this game.
But you watched it again.
But I watched it again. I'm like, you know what? I'm happy that this is on tape. Now, like, you can see it. Like, I'm pretty sure when they watching it, the coach is telling them this. Like, look, it's nothing there. What are you doing? Why you still got the ball? Throw it away. So these are one of those games where you're going to see this week, what did he learn? You know what I mean? What did you take from last week and say you can't do this week? And that's I can't wait to watch this game coming up because it has to be improvement for him to feel confident with him going forward.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's something that definitely he can learn on. And also I think there's something that the offense can learn because I felt like there was times where I was watching where like the splits weren't 100% right. Like the depth of the route was a little bit off.
Just
and again,
an inch.
Yeah, when you play good football teams, you have to be hyper detailed. You know what I'm saying? When you're playing against a playoff caliber team. Right, and I think there was a little bit of that. Like, it just shows you, again, like when you're playing Denver, right? Everything looks great, man. Oh, you can't even tell. But when that coverage is that much tighter, the rush is that much better, those details matter. So I think it'll help them kind of.
I'm wondering, because when I'm watching them right now and seeing some of the splits, seeing some of the formations and some of these routes, it's almost reminds me of 2010 when Shanahan first got here.
Yeah.
And we knew it, but we didn't know it.
I was just about to say that.
And I'm like, damn, this reminds me of me and Joey Galloway out there talking before we got to the line of scrimmage.
Trying to figure out who needs to do what.
But it's not even that
this route.
It's not that you don't know the route.
You know it, but it's just like it's not
baked in your head.
It's not to the point where you got it. Like
it ain't second nature.
I got an example for you. So, like, for example, we used to run this play called Dagger, right? And we'd run it out of like multiple formations. So like
anybody can get it.
Yeah, usually you'd run to the side. Like if I'm the same, if it's 3-by-1, I'm the tight end. I would run a 5-yard sit, right, to pull that coverage down, and then
the slot would go vertical.
And open up the window. But it was a formational tell. Every third down, we were in 3-by-1. So Kyle's like, we need to run this out of 2-by-2, and the tight end needs to get across, right?
All right.
But because it's a dagger, right, and it's a 15-yard in cut, I don't sit in the same spot that I would on like a shallow cross. I need to sit like
outside
2 yards wider, right?
Wider.
So that was something that, like, again, like a detail that we didn't know the first time we did it. But as you ran it, you're like, I need to be.
Let me get outside.
I need to be wider, right? And so when I look at some of these, again, some of the little details in terms of spacing and positioning, they know the routes. Everyone knows what they're doing. It's just about bringing the offense to life. And Kyle, I've said this before, but Kyle was always a big guy. It takes 3 years to learn an offense.
Yeah.
And it's not 3 years to learn what's on the paper.
No, it's 3 years to be comfortable with how it needs to be done. So are we like jumping the gun with Coach B?
We are.
Because
We are.
he's only been here 6-7 months.
No, I'm gonna tell you like
Dude,
this.
100%,
I
man.
love what I'm seeing, but I just feel like they ain't got it.
Yeah, because they need reps.
'cause
They need to do it.
I seen that times when you got players in the same area, you're like, somebody ran a route that he thought he was running that he should be running
Or the
other route.
spacings. And even the spacing, man. Like, just understanding, like, on that curl where Sam throws the pick, you're in a 4x1, right? Can that special route, can that crossing route get a little wider, pull that safety more, right? Can the rail get a little bit wider and open the window, carry the flat player? Like, those are the things that make routes come to life on paper, right? And
they make them dangerous to us.
And we've talked a lot about how they've done a good job of like, oh, hey, this is a zone concept, but you can run it versus man. But there's even more layers to that.
Yeah.
And so I think this is a good opportunity for everybody to learn that. Sam to get better at this, detailing up the offense in general, even protections, man. There's details there too.
What I love the most about what I've seen, because you look at what we had the first 2 weeks. We had success. We was able to overcome a lot of stuff, not playing our best that time, and then you overcame it.
Yep.
This game, we couldn't get out of a rut. You know what I mean? We just couldn't get right. We was
Foot
like,
was
can't
in
get
the mud.
right.
Foot was in the
Everything
mud.
that could happen bad, happened bad.
Yeah.
And so now you say to yourself, who are we?
Yep.
We put 3 games together already as a core.
Yeah.
As a team, as a unit.
Yeah.
No, are we the guys who we were in game 2?
Yeah.
I mean, or game 1 and game 2, or are we that team in game 3?
Yeah.
Clearly, they're not the team in game 3. So now you get to the drawing board and you say, okay, we have to be so much better with everything we do.
Yeah.
I tell my
We
son
don't
all
have
the
that
time,
room for error.
Look, first thing I always harp on, and I'll probably do this as a coach, as an individual coach, I would say alignment and assignment. If you get those 2 down, the rest is you know what I mean?
Effort.
Not even effort. It should be gravy to you, because if I get to where I got to go at, and then I know what I got to do, then I got to go out there and produce. I got to go out there and make something happen. So when I watch the team, I just want to make sure that, and I'm pretty sure that they telling these guys in the meetings that, look, we know what we got to do.
Yeah.
So now it's about making a play.
Yeah.
Quarterback, offensive line, receivers, running backs. It's times that we can't blame this all on Sam either, because you got to look at it. It's times when guys come in that backfield, I need his protection better.
Yeah.
I need them running backs to step up in there, and guess what? You got to hit a guy in the face, hit him in the face.
Yeah.
Because that's what you're paid to do besides running the football. So wide receivers, get open. Yeah. Even if they're dropping back and they got seven in coverage, find a lane. They're in zone.
Find that soft
Find that
spot.
hole.
It's a soft spot.
Get open. So they have to just see things a little clearer, knowing what's going to be, brought to them week in and week out. Unless you're in man, just know it's a zone somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gonna know as a receiver when you're in man.
Yeah.
We should always beat our man. I always tell guys, you should always beat your man. But I love the fact that this stuff is happening now.
Oh, it's good.
Because you get a chance to grow. You get a chance to say,
It's
okay.
only week 3.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You get a chance
That's
to
what
take
it is,
long
man.
season.
Yeah.
Hey, it's classic overreaction time.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what people doing.
But that's what
It's
they want us to do,
paralysis
too.
by
They want guys-
over-analysis.
They want, I mean, you got burned on your pregame show, right? Or the postgame show, right? Everyone's saying you're a company man. Like,
Yeah, most definitely they said I was a company man, because I wasn't like blown away.
Yeah.
I was like, guess what?
It
I
wasn't-
knew this game was coming.
They didn't
Yeah.
get dominated either. I
No.
just feel like we sat there and laid the egg.
Everything
offensively.
that happened, we had control over.
Yeah.
Like as easily we got blew out, we could have blew them out.
Yeah.
I felt it, and everybody like, why ain't you just overreacting? Because no, I got a quarterback that's literally 3 days old.
Yeah.
I got a coordinator that's been here for 6 months. I know they gonna go through a maturation period where they gotta learn.
yeah, absolutely. So that's what we learned for the offense. I think that's all very productive. Is there anything on the defensive side of the ball that you're like, man, they learned this? Because I think, like we said, they played pretty solid. Yeah. I mean, is it the one thing that sticks out to me is as a rusher, maybe not respecting Josh Allen so much? I felt like there were times where they were a little bit, I don't want to say nervous is the wrong word, but
Not
just
nervous.
conscientious of him as a rusher.
Of him, and I'm sure that the D-line hurt all week, because we get tired of this. We're running quarterbacks. We can't play 2-man. It just hurts that we can't turn our back to them.
Yeah.
And all they heard last week was rush up the field and stop. All right, because he's a runner.
Yeah.
So don't rush. They usually rush the loop.
Yeah.
Now it's rush, stop, and revert and go back and get him. They heard that all week, and Josh Allen is used to that.
Yeah.
He seen that they weren't coming all the way around. He's like, I ain't gonna run. I'm just gonna sit in this pocket
Yeah.
and I'm gonna throw the ball. So that's the only thing I can say is sometimes we handicap ourselves by who we playing. Instead, I would have just let the dogs loose. I'd be like, just go get him, and if he gets some run yards, okay. When the play breaks
we
down,
can
as
live
the
with
coordinator, that's on me.
Because you'd rather him be running the ball. Honestly,
I'd rather him run the ball, because usually when he runs the ball a lot, bad things happen.
yeah, that's a great point, man. Maybe it's just like, hey, like we as a defensive line, can stay aggressive. And I don't know what that conversation looks like in that meeting, but that's something that I would say.
I just know when you play a running quarterback, the ends are always told, rush 3 yards up the field, stop, and revert back in.
Yeah.
It's almost damn if you don't, damn if you do. So it's damn if you do, damn if you don't. But I just feel like at the end of the day, you got to play football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't let all that stuff kind of, make you overthink and feel like you got to do something other than what you known to be or do. So this week, he's going to get the same situation, maybe worse, because now they have a running back.
You got another running quarterback.
Exactly.
And I'm sure this week he's going to be like, man, forget it.
Yeah.
Go get it.
Yeah.
Like, whatever happens, happens.
And we'll talk about that in the preview pod on Friday. Right? Is that right, Jason?
Yeah,
okay,
that is right.
All right, so let's talk about our Command Center Pod Fantasy League, whatever we got here.
I am getting bamboozled, ran amok, and swindled.
Well, you drafted your team?
No.
Jason's the GM, right?
Jason has ruined everything I'm trying to build in fantasy.
Get out of here, man.
This is what I'm saying here.
Hold on. How Jason ruined it? You didn't want to be a part of it. That's why your ass getting bamboozled.
I did want to be a part.
You should have got
I
up.
had Tua, and he put up 170 points this week.
That is wild.
How did I lose with Tua? That's just telling you something.
Dude, but who found Tua for you? Jason went and got him, right?
No, because I told Jason last week, if Justin Fields is my quarterback, I am through. I am through with the league.
You said you're fired, Jason, unless you make a move?
Unless Justin Fields, I have never seen a quarterback
Jason,
go backwards.
who else is on his team?
Life. Yes.
Okay. Stephon Diggs, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Listen.
You're not getting a lot of production
Out of Pacheco and Gibbs right now.
And Waller's having a tough time.
Well,
yeah.
I'm 2-1 right now.
Oh, you did lose Chubb? Jason, talk to the mic when we're doing this fantasy.
Yeah. I'm going to say, I did lose Chubb. So injuries in this fantasy. That's why I love it called fantasy, because it's all a joke.
Yeah.
It sounds like you just drafted poorly.
Yeah, I did.
So, okay, yeah, you obviously are having a rough fantasy. I am too.
He deserved what he get, though.
Yeah, so, but London beat you, and I'm sure London takes this pretty seriously. He has Travis Kelce on his team.
I can't believe
obviously, he looks like he's...
I lost to Ed Bieniemy, the brother of Coach Bieniemy. I'm like very salty.
Ed Bieniemy, oh my God! Oh my God!
I'm so mad I lost.
Right? See, okay, fans, this is what I'm talking about. He's getting after our guy Fletch right now, like brutal. Fletch is catching strays.
My fault. I lost to
He
him.
ain't shit. I'm glad he's showing his true colors.
All right, okay, and Tanner, you beat me, and I thought I was going to win for sure
I got you.
because you had Pat Mahomes again. He had a pretty good game, and
That's all
I
you need.
had Hawkinson, but I also had Lamar Jackson, and I thought Lamar Jackson balled 100 yards rushing.
Yeah, he always ball.
Yeah, whatever. And then I was like, how did you win? And then we get into the statistics.
Hill, baby.
Tyreek Hill and that Miami offense. Big 70 up there.
Listen, I ain't played football in a decade, and I have nightmares about checking Tyreek Hill. He is so scary for a DB.
He's so fast.
First of all, fast and the ability to stop. That's what Tanner had.
Yeah.
Cheetah has fast ability to stop, and he has a balance to
But
him.
he's not fast.
Yeah.
He's not fast. He's elite. Like he has blazing speed.
I heard someone make this comp though, and he's Randy Moss.
But
Like
he's Randy Moss. He's Randy Moss in a small body.
Yeah, he's Randy Moss.
He can do whatever he want to do.
He's a sports car.
Yeah.
All right. Running round trucks.
I'm trying to find a proper analogy for this guy when it comes to just what he does. But folks, someone brought his name up like a couple of years ago when he was with Kansas City. And like, yeah, man, Tyreek and he get fit in that pool with you and Steve Smith. I'm like, nah, Tyreek runs circles around me and Steve Smith.
Yeah, it's something different about him.
He might not could just be on the outside all the time, but he can just be everywhere. Like he's a guy you can have in the backfield. Put him on punt return, put him on kick return, and he's going to make a play. You know what I mean? He's just one of those guys that...
I thought when I watched Antonio Brown in the midst of his glory years, I was like, damn, he got something that somebody just don't got. And then I saw Tyreek Hill, and I was like, no, he is a step better.
Yeah.
He's a step faster, quicker.
He's strong, too.
And he just... Have you ever seen him lose balance? Have you ever seen him trip?
Yeah, he's so good.
Like, the balance
everything
is scary.
It's crazy. So, hey, real quick question before we bring in our special guest for the day.
Oh, yeah.
AP analyst. Yes, analyst. But My question is, do you think they can sustain this offensive production, Miami? Like, that's my thought.
No question.
No question?
No question.
I think they can.
You know why?
Man.
Because we played in offense before.
Yeah.
It's a
and
good
we didn't
offense.
have the firepower. We had some guys that can go out and play football,
But they got speed.
They got weapons.
They got a 4x1.
They got weapons of mass destruction. Like,
Yes,
honestly,
they do.
like-
Yes,
like,
they do.
Every guy, and then
Nukes.
Waddle's hurt.
Yeah.
Just think.
Dude,
Tyreek's
they are
doing that by
so
himself
fast.
without Waddle's out there on the
Your
field.
number
so
one
fast.
corner got problems with their number one wide receiver.
Yeah.
Your number two corner got problems with their number two.
And
Your linebackers got problems.
The one
with their
thing
running
that
back.
Kyle Shanahan said to me, and I say you are absolutely right. I'm mad that I just got to you with this offense.
Right.
He got to me in year 10.
Yeah.
If I had that in the middle of my career where I was on one,
Yeah.
bro, you remember what I was doing? I was running slots. I
Yeah.
was lining up at tight end. Like when I got to the chance to get inside again, I'm like, oh, man, I've been playing for 10 years, and these guys just put me in a slot.
Inside.
So just know what they can do with all those guys. All those guys
scary.
young.
And
All
scary,
those guys are
There's
fast.
so much space they're able to create.
And you got Mike McDaniels as
And the run
a
game,
mad
like
scientist himself.
some of those runs, those toss cracks they cultivated were unbelievable.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Nah, it's
All right.
it's gonna be something down in Miami.
All right, so now for our special guest, AP Anna. Anna, how you doing?
Great. How are you guys?
Anna, talk in the microphone, Anna. Come on.
Yeah, don't get shot now, Anna.
I'm
Okay,
here.
so
Don't
Anna
worry.
is here because she has a special insight on Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. But before,
I am the resident pop culture expert.
that's
I will
right. But
say.
before we get to that, you had a funny story happen to you this weekend. I heard you locked yourself out of the car
Yeah,
at the
what-
stadium
in the rain.
after the game.
Guys,
So
so
what
bad.
happened?
Basically, my car is not fancy.
What kind of car do you have?
Well, I don't want to give away too much. But let me just leave it
So
at this.
put like a user key for it. Do you use a key?
Yes.
Okay, there
It's
it is.
basically it's
Say
a
no
tin
more.
can that locks and then takes me to and from work,
All right.
and
Yeah.
it does the trick.
That's all you need.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what
But
happened?
it's a new car. I don't know how that. So what happened?
Yes.
I was hot and I took my jacket off and I was being dramatic and I slammed my trunk shut. Jason was there. He saw me. I was done for the day.
You were there, Jason?
I threw my jacket in my trunk. I slammed the door shut, and then I immediately turned around and I was like,
My keys are in my jacket.
Lot of mercy.
so I was like gonna go to the police, and then I didn't realize. Well, I didn't know the police were an option, so I didn't go to the police. I made Maddie, our producer, drive me home, and I had a spare set.
Is your car still there?
No, I'm here. Somehow I made it here. So no, I drove back. It was a long day.
So
Now, Anna, I also want to know what's your intake about Taylor K. Swift.
Oh
and
yeah,
this
well I guess
K
I
for
can't
Kelsey.
wait to
I
hear
will
this.
say I'm waiting on the Karma reprise instead of Karma is my boyfriend. Kelsey is my boyfriend.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right, I'm ready for it. But
Is that
I'm
a song?
excited.
Is that a song that she did?
Karma, yeah.
Okay, all right.
She has a Ice Spice is also on her other reprise. She's just gonna keep reprising it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Kelsey's your
like me,
boyfriend.
so like
Tanner's
me,
face.
so like me, you think this relationship is real? Because I think it's genuine. Because if you with Mama Kelsey, that's when I knew it was real. Like when you chilling with my mama, this ain't for a joke. We together.
Anybody who worth $1 billion can chill my mama. Yeah, I'm doing it. Man, ain't got shit to do with nothing, man. She worth some bees, man.
Yeah.
You know what's it right here about mama, you know?
So Anna,
Hammer suit for everybody.
so what's your take on it?
I think it's real, but
Okay.
I don't think it's end game.
You don't think it's endgame? What do you mean by that?
Like they're not gonna end up together.
Really?
Oh, you don't think they're gonna get married?
Why not?
See,
It's such
I
a fairy
want them to be
tale.
okay.
That's
I
why
rock
I
with you,
want
man.
them to get
I rock with
married.
you.
Okay,
'Cause
I
I'm
want
like-
them to be married. Like I wish the best. I'm like it would be a really good duo, but I don't know. They both be so busy.
First of all, let me tell
Oh.
y'all
they
something.
never see each other.
Y'all can sit here and praise Kelsey because of what he has become.
I
He's one of the best tight ends
Yep.
of all time.
And he a best player all time.
Mama
man.
Kelsey
Give a
did
player
good by having
Both.
two.
Yep.
So
Dude.
y'all was saying
Oh,
what y'all want
yeah,
to
well,
say.
yeah. What? Tell
Anybody getting the drop top with Taylor Swift in a drop top
Oh,
Chevy
63.
with beat out in his trunk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
Dude,
That's why I
he's
love
got.
him.
Travis
So I
Kelce's
was.
something else.
I
So-
met him down at Titan University.
Yeah.
That man has some swag, bro.
Oh no.
Some
Listen, and that's
swag.
why I think are they not America's hottest couple right now?
No.
They are
Anna,
America's
that's why. That's
hottest
Anna.
couple.
Are they the hottest couple, Anna?
Yes.
In
Are they really?
Yes.
Yes, they're
Yes.
the world's hottest. Come on, 300,000 followers he gained, 400% up on his jerseys.
Yeah.
Listen
But
to
that's
me.
because of her.
Well,
I-
guess
like-
what? when she throw her next concert, it's gonna be number the sea of red Kelsey jerseys out there. I promise you,
And then
it's gonna be different.
And I'm saying at the Chiefs game, everybody's going to wear their Taylor Swift clothes.
So the other thing I wanted to say, did you see that clip of the fans that thought she was being smuggled out of the owner's suite in a popcorn machine?
Box?
Yeah.
Is that true, you think, Anna?
I think 100%.
Really?
I didn't see any.
You're worth $1
photos
billion.
of her leaving.
You're going to get stuffed in a metal box like
Yeah,
that?
because you don't want to be seen.
Oh, my goodness.
That's kind of Michael Jackson-is.
Yeah.
Did he do that?
Come on, Mike used to sneak in his shoeboxes.
Mike used to be at the damn Disney World in a Fat Man suit all the time.
Really?
Yeah, they got video of Michael Jackson at Disney World sitting on the bench in a Fat Man suit.
What?
Yeah, there's videos out there.
I don't know who made that up, but
Yeah, no, go look it up. Go
All
get
right.
What?
Tana's our conspiracy.
resident liar.
No, that's your
That's
your
you and
thing.
your daddy, your preacher
All right.
son.
So, Anna, real quick, final thoughts on this relationship and anything we should be watching for in the next Chiefs game with regards to them.
Well, gosh, I don't know if I have any final thoughts.
Okay.
I just.
Well,
think,
you did say you didn't think they were gonna make it.
No, yeah, I just don't think they're
I'm
going
with
to be
you on
endgame.
that. I'm
But
with you.
I
They gonna
think,
make it.
but I
Ain't
think
endgame.
maybe they'll make it through the season.
Yeah.
It'd be really fun
Just
if
a little
Taylor
fling.
was there for of course I hope we go to the Super Bowl, but
Look.
But
Hey.
we can play the Chiefs
But we
with,
could play-
with her there.
Yeah.
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 I'm gonna say it'd be really
Whoa.
fun to see
Well, we
Taylor
need
out.
one.
Jason, how
Players.
pumped would your wife be?
I've been
This would
saying
be a
like,
moment for Jason's wife.
what player on our team could one up the Swifty? Who could date someone?
Nobody.
Because there's no Beyonce out there.
I was
for
just
them to
saying,
get.
unless like someone breaks up Beyonce
No,
and
I
Jay
think
Z.
Emmanuel Ford's dating Ice Spice.
No, I don't even know who
they
Ice
ain't gonna
Spice
do it.
is. Who's Ice Spice?
You don't know?
No, who's
She's
that?
on a Taylor Swift song.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
But she's
She's
on
a
a
high-
she's on a Taylor Swift song. Taylor Swift's not on an Ice Spice song.
Ice Spice got a coffee drink now at Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, pumpkin. And I hate this time of year. They try to make everything pumpkin. I'm just
All right.
tired of pumpkin. Nobody
Well,
likes pumpkin.
I think that's going to do it for us. Anna, thank you so much.
Appreciate
That was
it.
great
Thanks for
insight.
having me
Thank you for
on.
Stay
sharing
away
your
from that
story.
pumpkin.
Appreciate it. And then that does it for today. And make
Yeah.
sure you tune in and subscribe wherever you get this podcast. And make sure you tune in for Friday's preview show.
No doubt.